Good evening and welcome members of the Board of Education, Dr. Shea, Mr. Polanski, administrators, and faculty, guests, and fellow class members. Before I begin, I would like to give thanks to my mother and father, my grandparents, my brother Joseph, my good friends, and all of those teachers who have taught and influenced me along the way. A violinist picks up his instrument and faces an enormous orchestra. He plays a tuning note, an A, that he holds out for a few seconds until the sound is recognized. The other musicians follow, uniformly at first, and then begin to differentiate progressively to make finer adjustments to their own instruments. A conductor walks out on stage. He bows to his audience, he readies himself and raises his baton, and with a swift downbeat stroke, the orchestra begins to play. Under the direction of a common leader, collected under a common roof, there is a euphonious harmony. Each musician plays his or her own instrument, trumpets, clarinets, several harps, perhaps even more exotic instruments. The same music is played within each section, but in an inherently different manner by every instrumentalist, with a sort of personal feeling or intent. Every musician provides his or her own reflection, emotion, and movement. There are some more finely tuned than others. There are those who struggle to embody their true emotions or musical intentions. Yet everyone remains a crucial component to the larger group. There are those that may serve to lead a section. There are those that provide rhythm. There are those that provide textures or extraneous sounds. They work together towards the common goal of creating a masterpiece of sound, of color, and of emotion. Throughout high school, we have all served as musicians in the same orchestra. We, as individuals, have all honed in on our crafts, our interests, our plans for the greater opportunities that we have been offered here during our time in high school. We have been closest to those with similar interests, in the same classes, clubs, and related outside school activities. But for the majority of these past 4 years, we have coexisted here together, with the same ultimate goal in mind, reaching the end, graduating. And concurrently, reaching a point that marks the beginning of the rest of our lives as college students, as more matured individuals and as adults. We are now at that point, all those who stand by me today, my fellow classmates. It is now time for us to seek out new venues, to join larger, more prominent orchestras, perhaps with some old friends, perhaps not. Begin to understand ourselves, our talents, and our interests even more than we do now. To go to college, take up careers, but in the process we must never forget where we came from. We must never forget where we found our true passions, where we're given a wealth of opportunity and influence, and where we can look back to both good times and bad and say, with what other group of people would I have had such a good time? Whether it be in part or in whole, we all owe something to our time here at Walt Whitman High School. The knowledge we have gained, the experiences we have lived, the teachers who have conducted us through it all. And as much as we owe it to ourselves for the paths we have chosen throughout, it is this greater thanks we owe to the people we have met and the people we have come to know and continue to love, our classmates, our fellow musicians. We must never forget where we got our start and who we started with. The family of people that is the Walt Whitman class of 2010. Thank you.